welcome back to our podcast, Bounce With Us. My name is Marc. I will be your host here at Leaps and Rebounds. And today I have a really exciting lady that I want to speak with. Her name is Brent Atwater. She's just recently joined our team. And let me tell you, you're in for a good ride. She's got endless amounts of energy. And so, Brent, I'm going to bring it right in and say good morning.
How are you this morning?
You know what? I'm doing absolutely fine. I was so excited this morning when I checked the schedule that you were going to be on the podcast. I was like, there's going to be no problem with us getting a conversation going here.
Well, you messed up my schedule because I had to rebound quicker, so I had to get my exercise done before I did this. So
you've already done your rebounding this morning.
I got to get it going in the morning. I mean, hello.
So, while you've just done that, what has rebounding actually done for you personally?
Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm like 78 years old and I have osteoporosis, high fracture. So that means don't do anything. Mm-hmm. And my mother was 107 when she passed. She was totally vital, and I want to be vital. And so it's opened a whole world for me because I didn't want to walk around as a scared senior and be puny and fall away and drop out of life. But it's opened the whole world for me because I can bounce and keep things going and keep things toned and keep my physical presence. And that gives me a feeling of security. It gives me a feeling of safety, and it keeps me tight and upright. Okay.
Well, we like that. So a quick question.
Yeah.
Give us some background, where you come from, what you've been doing, what are your passions, and, how you love helping people.
I come from my mother. No, my background is I grew up, I went to the gifted school for folks in North Carolina. I started as an artist. I ended up being a model because I wanted to play dress up. So I was a professional model in New York and Atlanta. And then after I did that, I went back to my art, and I was a designer, and I designed home decor and golf for the luxury and mass market retailers around the world and their catalogs. Oh, wow. And then my fiance was killed he was talking to me at 9:30 and he said, I'll be there in a few minutes. And he was hitting a head-on wreck. And all of a sudden my whole world collapsed and I stopped everything. There was no joy to paint anymore. I didn't want to do anything. So I sat on the sofa for years and I said, I've got to get me back up. And I started being a grief counselor, and I worked on how to get your life back after your life's been stripped from you. And what I realized, to me, the most important thing is helping people. And so I would like to dedicate all of my life to helping people not feel the way I felt. And there's two sides to it. And one is emotional and the other is physical. But they're so in hand sometimes that if physical feels better, it helps your emotions. And so like this rebounder, I'm sitting around going, they told me I can't do anything. Because when you have high fracture osteoporosis, it's different than just the other, okay? Because you've broken like almost all the bones going down, and they don't lift or do anything, and you can't be doing this jumping and aerobics and all that stuff that everybody else can do.
Correct.
But you can stand there and bounce, that little gentle thing, and that tells me I'm alive, I'm going to survive, and I can get better. And so just inch by inch, I got me back, and I just want to make it my mission to help get everybody else back who wants to get back. And
I find that, the whole thing where you say you've been told that you can't. And, sometimes we buy into that when the doctors say to us, oh, no, you can't do that anymore. You'll hurt yourself, or you may damage, you've got to be very careful. And I think the one thing with rebounding, I can tell from a lot of my clients that I train, is that it's that fear factor.
Well, I think you put it in your mind too. I think it's self-inflicted because they say you shouldn't. Well, when the doctor says shouldn't, you hear can't, don't.
Correct.
And so I think that a lot of people shut down and don't look for solutions. Think about that. And because I know somebody will say that and say, well, why are you doing that? And I said, because I'm always researching, learning. And I think a lot of people take that as a shutdown and imbue learning more. And so I'm constantly trying to learn. My grandmother was 101, and she said the best thing you can ever do is learn every day.
Correct.
And so that's what I try to do. And I think that that's that level between the doctor giving you a medical advice, what your head hears, what your body fears, and what you put together as the end result.
Oh, I love that. What your head hears and your body feels. I also think that when you come from a place where you've only been on the floor and you've only exercised on the floor, your body has that memory, that feeling of the rigidity and the hardness of it. And as soon as people stand on the rebounder, it's as if, oh, wow, this is enjoyable. This is soft. It's like I feel youthful all of a sudden, and it's like the light starts shining in their eyes. And as a trainer, we got to break through that barrier of fear. And I think what modern medicine does to us these days is that it instills that fear that you have a symptom, therefore you can't.
But I think that also they're covering themselves from a medical liability. Let's give them a little credit there.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but I think the can't is in your head. And that's where you research to make it better and go, okay, you said I can't do this. Well, let's see how to get around that. And I think is where the difference is in a person's vitality and giving up.
Correct.
You know?
And we don't, it's a choice, as you say, it's a choice. And, people say, oh, I'm retired now, I don't have to do anything. Well, we got to keep the brain stimulated. And the way we keep the brain stimulated is that we move the body.
And you learn something every day. And if it's even like, for instance, I didn't know about your rebounders. I didn't know even what the heck a rebounder was. Okay. It's like, oh, that's a mini. Look, I come from before you were even born. And it's like, oh, that's one of those little mini trampoline thingies. You can fall off that and get hurt. And somebody said, I have a young assistant. And she said, Brent, you're being old. Because we have an old fart promise that she promises me she won't let me say old fart stuff and not think about it. And she said, you're being old. That's a rebounder. And I went, what? She said, a rebounder. And I went, looks like a mini trampoline to me. All you can do is fall through it and you're going to get hurt. And then I saw yours and I went, maybe this would open a whole world for me. Yeah. And that was where the change was. And then stepping on it, see, you don't have osteoporosis. You don't understand. You can't even have in your house. I even have carpet that doesn't have a lot of cush to it. It has to be really flat so that it can't be a memory foam because you're constantly adjusting your balance. And if you fall at my age, hips are not a good thing to break. And so you stepped on a rebounder and I'm thinking, this thing's going to be flimsy. Well, I want to tell you, it didn't. It felt safe and it felt secure and it felt strong. And then I had your little stability bar up there and I'm, oh, damn, if I fall, what am I going to do? And I did think that. Sorry, if I can't say that, you can bleep it out. And I touched that thing and I went, I can stand here. I was like a child. I stood with my little hands on it going, do I dare bounce? No, it's called compression fractures. You can bounce the wrong way and you can do a compression fracture. And I was like a child. I did a little one and I did another one. And I went, I can do this. Yeah. And I turned to Yale and I went, woo, a whole nother way to exercise. Yeah. Yeah. And but you have that fear. See, you don't have it. You're vital. You haven't been laying in bed for 6 months.
Well, and also the fear is I'm now above the floor.
No, it's the compression.
I'm higher up.
Yeah.
So there's this fear that I don't have the stability and the support.
Right. That's right.
And that's what's so fantastic about that stability bar is that it gives you the sense of support.
Safety.
And safety. And I'm not going to fall down and I'm going to be okay here.
Yep.
And with the bungee system is that it's so absorbent. and it's so protective of joint damage.
But you know something that you did, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is important because you don't think about this because you live it every day. You have different support levels.
Correct.
Okay, I didn't even know they came that way.
Mm.
And so for me, I like the tightest because it helps support me the best for my physical issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think people should know that. I'm going, I didn't know they had 3 levels of this jump. I just thought it was step on and bounce. And it's like, no, wow, cool. They even thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so excited about that because it's like somebody says, I can't do that. It's too loose. I'm like, no, girlfriend. You need to go. They got a bunch of different levels on that.
Yeah.
And Marc, that made me feel safer because I have to use the strongest, hardest one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now Yale, she's a young mom of 3. She likes just pounding it, jumping up on the middleweight. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I just want to thank you for providing the 3 levels, because if you've ever laid in bed for 6 months and been wheeled into a swimming pool in a wheelchair so you can get your backbones repaired, it will wake you up, and you got to be careful where you walk. And that firmness that you allowed on that level gave me the security to reintroduce a whole new physical way of being, which gave me my vitality back and gives you hope.
That's wonderful. That's truly wonderful. Now you've got the 48-inch rebounder.
Yes, I got big feet. I needed that one.
And tell me, how many minutes do you jump a day on that?
Well, I started slow because it's like, whoa, because and I actually read the directions. And it starts slow, and I went, I can understand that. So I did just a little, and then I quit to see if I hurt. And I'm gonna be honest with you, see if I did any damage to myself, because it's like, you're not gonna go backwards. And so I just do a little at a time, and then I wait a little while, and I do a little more at a time, because I keep it in the living room now. And Rick says, "What you got that thing in the living room for?" I said, "I can face you as long as I'm using this." So he got quiet on that, and so so I just do a little, and then I get off if I feel tired, because I also have heart issues.
Okay.
So, people don't understand it's a privilege to be older. And like I said, my mother was 107, so I'm used to a vital female role model. And getting sick to me is not what I've seen. And so I strive to maintain that same thing. But when you got a bunch of different things going on, you got to factor all that into your bouncing. Yeah.
And also because you're in a unstable environment, so it's dynamic. So what is that? The way your body's responding is, as you step on, your central nervous system stimulates. And as your central nervous system stimulates, all your stabilizers start stimulating, because they have to adapt to ensure that you don't fall over.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
And then your proprioception, which is your spatial awareness.
Yeah.
Because now you're higher up. It's a whole different world when you're up there.
And you look down there and go, oh, damn, I hope I don't fall through those things.
Correct. But what's so great about that is that we've got the fringe, the safety fringe that goes around the rebounder. So there's not a problem. If you step on it, you're not going to fall through. So
I want to say something about that. Like I said, I got big feet. And so when I stepped on that and I didn't go through, I went, excuse the language, well, I'll be darned. Look at that. I'm safe. And that gave me even another level of safety, because I've had friends step through, break their ankle, pull their ankle, sprain their, and I just thought, I do not need that. But when I did that, it was like, whoa, this is double precautions. I got a bar, I got the thing around the side that my big feet can't go through, and I got the third, which is that heavy duty suspension. And that made me a happy camper.
And also, what happens is that, a lot of people say, I don't have coordination. When we mention exercise to people, especially cardio, people get, left to right. They're not sure. Sometimes people are afraid to move their arms and their legs. And, if you're just jumping on the rebounder, holding the stability bar, you can take one hand off and just keep one hand on the stability bar, which activates the opposite side of your body.
See, I didn't tell people that. I mean, because see, you need a thing that tells people that, because when you get on it the first time, you're going, oh, geez, and you're holding that thing for life. Okay. And another thing is you keep saying you bounce or you jump on the side. For those who start when you're old, you can just start with a baby bounce because your body, like you said, it's like it's a weird feeling because you've got all of these things going on like, oh dear, am I going to, oh dear. And then when you've fallen and kissed the floor and been in a wheelchair for months, you're going, I don't want to do that again. But all of that you're saying, you don't have to go be bouncing like you see in the ads and all these tight skin young things.
Absolutely.
You can just get on there and just even walk around and hold on. And that's exercising your body. And I think because you're young and you're a tight skin young thing, you don't get that other side of it where even being precautionary, just walking on it.
Absolutely.
With your balance. With your sense of, I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, you put on some great music and you just let it go. You just release that tension, release the fear. And it's about you. It's about what you can do. It's not a competitive thing.
Right.
You're not competing. You're competing with yourself.
And nobody tells you when to get on it and when to get off. So if you get tired after 3 bounces, get off. If you like 10 bounces, stay on.
Yeah. And also what it's going to do, it's going to regulate your blood pressure and it's going to increase your heart rate. So you're going to oxygenate your blood and it's going to release endorphins. So if there are any depression or...
Listen, if there's any old people, I'm going to interrupt you because you're talking like a trainer. For you old people out there, endorphins are the things that make you feel good. Okay. So you just need to know.
And it's a natural response that the body has. And also what's so great is that you are now going to start activating muscles that may have not been used for a while. So you're going to build the muscle density. You're going to start building the muscle density. And also your posture is going to change.
Yeah, you stand up straight instead of look like a vitamin C.
I love that.
Vitamin C people. Bless their heart. They've got kyphosis, and some people are at the stage of kyphosis and things like. And the vitamin C people can't stand up. Yeah. Okay. And the people with lower back pain, some of them they can't. But if you build the muscle and you have the structural, I don't know the words because you're the trainer and I'm not. But I know that if I keep I'll allow the muscles. My PT lady says the muscles are what supports my spine, and that's why I work so hard to have strong muscles because that supports the spine that has the osteoporosis. And so if I let the spine try and support my body weight, then I'm not, it tears me down. So if I let the muscles support it, then it keeps me vital.
Correct. Yeah. And what's so nice with Leaps, what we're going to be doing starting in December, we're going to be holding a kind of like an educational webinar once a week.
Smart.
Where I'm going to be hosting this is how you can improve your bounce. This is just give a little bit of science so you understand how your body moves in space. Some great techniques and tools that you can use on it.
Can I ask questions from somebody that's an old fart?
Yeah.
Because, see, you're talking from a position of being totally and completely educated about this. And I think this is going to be phenomenal with this little forum thing because there are folks like me who didn't even know what a rebounder was 3 months ago. And it's like, what? And much less, all I know is I've got the disorders, the diseases, and the health issues, and I got to get around them. And you have all the muscle talk, but in between, there's this gap that you have to ask questions because it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I think that forum will be the greatest thing ever and I'm going to say this, for seniors out there, y'all get the name, get the number, find out where the link is, because he can answer your questions. It's going to make you feel safer and it's going to make you get healthier and that's going to make you more vital and then you'll have a better life. And that's
it's almost like driving a car. You never just get in and drive. You got to learn how to use the car and how you got to be safe on it. And it's exactly with the rebounder. It's like any piece of fitness equipment. You have to learn how to use it and how to use it.
The best piece of equipment that you're using because that's where you live.
Absolutely. And what it also does, it helps you with your mental health.
Yep.
Because it gives you, I like to say, it gives you that oomph. You know, that feeling where it's just everything is elevated, a sense of accomplishment.
And you're alive.
And you're alive, and your hydration, you'll want to drink more water. You'll start looking at your nutrition, your health, your wellness. So there's so much that not only just by bouncing, there's so much more that contributes towards your life just by using a rebounder.
Well, I think that that's important from your perspective as a trainer, but I don't think you appreciate it as much from an older, because you're not even approaching 80, okay? And you get like that, you know, you have all of that. And when you look forward, and every time you go to the doctor's office, you think, well, I hope they don't find something else they have to deal with. I hope they don't find something else they have to deal with. But the truth is, that's where you are when you're older. Because I used to think, well, those old folks are going to the doctor all the time. Well, they got to maintain and whatever. So I think that incorporating that, you know, you say that vitality, you need to add it also gives older folks hope.
Yes, yes. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Because we're not coming from a trainer point of view. We're coming from a survival point of view.
And movement.
Yes.
And that it's safe.
Yes. So I think that that's something to put in it, because you're, like I said, you're coming from the trainer, and that's great. But we're past training age. We're in survival mode. We're trying to keep the body in the best shape possible against all odds and against all things that we've been given.
Yes, yes.
And so
to hold on to that youthfulness.
It's hope.
Youthfulness.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have a question now for you. Is that why you mentioned before that after you had that traumatic experience in your life, you decided that you wanted to help people.
Yep.
And you wanted to care for people. And it's a rewarding place to come from. I think as personally, I think it lifts oneself up to help and to care for others.
Yep.
And, you know, by you beginning your rebounding journey, I can see the excitement and the youthfulness. And I do believe that a lot of people can relate to the story that you have. And if there's just that one small thing that hopefully today that this our conversation is going to instill with people, is that there is hope.
Yes.
And there's no reason to give up.
That's right.
And you know, as a company, we want to reach the community. We love to call you guys our community, our family, because, you know, we cater for all different ages. We cater for seniors. We cater for physiotherapists who want to do rehabilitation exercises on the rebounder. Even kiddies. You know, we've got some teenagers that are doing some fantastic work on the rebounder.
And dancers.
And absolutely, yeah.
We have a Latino that's a friend of my assistant, and he has a gym, and they use rebounders for dancers.
Oh, wow. That's great news.
I mean, it's just cool. You should see. It's just, I went, whoa, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know?
And also what's so great about it is that it doesn't take up a lot of space. So you don't need a huge room to use it in.
It's not heavy. That's another thing for seniors. Heavy. I thought the thing was going to weigh 200 pounds to be stable. I did a video with y'all. Y'all look at, I picked that thing up with 2 fingers. And it's still substantial. Do you know how much for a senior that is? Because when you got it, I can't pick and lift that damn thing up and move it to the other room. Excuse me, bleep.
Correct.
But it's like, I can with this. And that's important.
Yeah. And you know that the frame and the legs are made from reinforced steel.
Really?
So there is no way that is going to buckle, bend, and it's going to move around. And also, if anything ever happens to your rebounder, if it tears or a bungee, we will replace it. Absolutely no questions asked. It has a lifetime warranty.
How about the top? My dog ate the fuzzy top.
Oh, talk about the fuzzy top.
Oh, God. He just loved that fuzzy top. Got on there with his arthritis, got down in there, smooshed his head. And I'm not getting off the rebounder. I am laying on this fuzzy cover. You are not moving me, mama.
That and you know that's why we created the furry mat that goes on top of it, is because a lot of our pets were jumping on top of them because they thought it was like a day bed.
Yeah.
And then we thought, well, let's make a furry mat so they can jump on and they can feel like nice, warm, and cozy. And I must be honest, when I'm meditating, I put my furry mat on and I just go there, and it's a fantastic accessory to add. Besides the stability bar, it's a fantastic tool. And also, if it's in your lounge, it looks like a great piece of furniture.
And it's a television thing. The grandchildren come in there, put a pillow up behind them, and lay on it to watch television.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You know, it's like, what? We got to get off there. I got to exercise. You know?
So, Brent, I want to ask you, if somebody is interested in discovering their rebounding journey and their fitness, what would you say to them as if you spoke to your girlfriend and you wanted to tell her and say, you know, I just started rebounding, what would you say are the benefits that you have found the most that you've discovered from rebounding?
First thing I would tell her is to check with her doctor.
Okay.
Because I am so conscious of all the medical issues that seniors have, since I have some. First thing I'd say is check with your doctor. Okay. And then I'd say, let's look at what you got and what they say can't do. And then let's give you hope and see what we can say can do. And that's what I would do. And I would inch it forward. Then I'd call you is what I do. And I'd say, my buddy has this. Have you got a podcast on this? Or have you got an infomercial on this? Or have you got an info? Because I know that y'all are working to have the community and have questions answered, because once you unpack it and you're all by yourself, sitting in the living room, you go, oh, what do I do with this? And, you know, by y'all offering all that, I would tell her, now look, you go on there and you go to one of their Zoom videos and you go one of their webinars and you listen, and we'll take what it is and mix it with what you got, and then we'll start. And that will give her hope. But I would do that first, because
you excuse me, we also have a YouTube channel, and on that YouTube channel we have a whole variety of workouts. We also have instructional videos on how to actually put the rebounder together, and we have some safety, and we also got some great, I might say, great senior videos on how to actually, what type of exercises you can do and the progression. And also, you know, to mention the webinar again, to meet with our community and to answer questions is vital. It's extremely important, because there is that aspect of, I don't know how to. And that's what we want to bring to the table. We want to bring education, we want to bring care and love, and we want to nurture people and help them. You know, that's basically,
when you do that, she's going to pass it to her buddy, and they're going to pass it to their buddy, and they're going to pass it to their buddy, and they'll all feel safe, because I know that as I've worked with people and I say, let's try this, and they'll go, that works. And then they tell their friend and they'll go, well, that works. And then you'll say, well, what if it doesn't? And I have a question. Then you say, well, you can go to the webinar. And it's like, you don't just buy something, open it up and go,
and that's it.
What do I do with this?
Yeah.
And that is so, to me, imperative. Even for young kids like Yale.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's a mother of 3, and she's like, I want to bounce myself and get the dessert gone and all this stuff as quick as I can. But I also want to do it right. Yeah. Now, she's with it, so she went to YouTube. She went, look at all this stuff. This is cool. And I'm going, huh. So,
and you know, we forgot to mention that, you know, now that you said Yale's she's gonna eat the dessert and then she's gonna get on her rebounder, you burn calories.
Yeah, in shorter time.
A shorter time, and you have fun while you do that.
Yeah. I mean, you can sit there talking to somebody. If you're really good, you can talk on the phone and do it if you got your breathing down.
My last question to you, my darling, is what does the future hold for Brent?
Vitality and helping others. I mean, I get a sense of renewal every time I help somebody. It makes me feel better. And so my goal is, if I feel bad and I'm not feeling good, I go help somebody, because that lifts me up. If I'm
That's
having a day
beautiful.
where my body's hurting, then I'll call somebody else because it lifts me up to help somebody else. So as long as I've got a breath and a choice, I can call somebody and that hadn't had a telephone call in the nursing home for weeks and just talk to them. And if that helps them, then no matter what kind of day I'm having, my day's better.
That's a beautiful thing. And you are a beautiful human being. I must just
Thank you.
compliment you there.
Oh,
And you know what? It has been amazing to once again connect with you today. And I'm sure our listeners are going to be in love. They're automatically going to fall in love with you. And just from the team here at Leaps and Rebounds, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule because I know you're a busy girl.
I'll keep up with you.
And I look forward to connecting with you again because I want to catch up with you one more time. And you know what? From us to you, have a fantastic Thanksgiving coming up. And I'll speak to you soon.
And we're going to rebound the dessert off so I'll still be in shape.
Woo-hoo! We're going to do it, baby.
Yeah. Just see you.
Take care. Thank you. Bye. Hey guys, and one more thing before you go. Go check out our website at leapsandrebounds.com for sales vouchers, and fun things on our workout page. And I look forward to seeing you at the next podcast. Bye.